story. It's not just the epic story, it's the way that it's visually displayed to you. So first off, Sam Mendes was the writer, director, and producer. He really crushed it. The movie opens up with two boys just napping in a field. It's kind of a lazy, sleepy way to start a movie. But as you see the video sequencing, it's a single shot sequence, so that means there's no cuts happening, and so you really feel like you're part of the action. In about a minute or two into the movie, I've noticed there's been no cuts. It's just one continuous stream, and after about 5 minutes, I'm losing my mind and talking to my buddy who's there with me. I'm like, they still haven't done any cuts. So we're in the field and then we get up and we're moving through an incredibly dangerous mission. And so where we started off just so slumbering and peaceful, all of a sudden it's game on. And this movie constantly going in and out of action. You're like, how do you possibly pull that off? And it wasn't like they were cheating a bunch where they zoom in close and then out. There was, I think I pinpointed a few places where that happened, but and all this stuff was set up. It was truly amazing. About 5 minutes in, as they have climbed into no man's land, and you're just like, I've noticed every muscle in my body has been flexed for minutes at a time now.
And what it maybe could have improved upon, although it sounds incredibly arrogant for me to take a movie like 1917 and pontificate on where it could have been better. Overall, I'll just get this right out of the beginning, it's a fantastic film. If you're at all interested in World War I, war movies, it's absolutely worth your time. It's a great movie, and it deserves all of the accolades that it has gotten, critically and in awards and just in popular respect.
I highly recommend that you guys go out and see this.
We all agree on that.
Fucking amazing. You know, it's not a gimmick. What they do here, it is
so it's not like Doom or what was the other bad Doom movie that they made after, like
Annihilation. It wasn't actually all that bad. It's just budgetary stuff. But here's the thing, and dumb choices. But with 1917, they make an amazing choice. They basically film this whole thing like it's one shot.
It's just one long continuous shot. It was so good.
And what that does is it makes you are in the fucking trenches. You are on this journey without a doubt. Would it have been as effective if they just filmed it normally? Or do you think it was more effective because of the way that they filmed it? Or inconsequential? More effective?
Yeah, because you feel like you're with them in their journey.
Set over less than 24 hours on the Western Front, the harrowing 1917 is both simple in its story and breathtaking in its execution. Intimate yet epic. Director Sam Mendes has delivered a completely engrossing survival thriller about two young British soldiers, Schofield and Blake, on a perilous mission behind enemy lines.
Your orders are to deliver a message calling off tomorrow morning's attack. If you don't, we will lose 1,600 men. Your brother among them.
Two, in nerve-wracking, sensory overloading, and emotionally wrenching detail.
Good luck.
"1917 is an expertly crafted and emotionally exhausting thrill ride behind enemy lines. Gloriously shot, deftly paced, and striking in its gruesome recreation of the time and place, Sam Mendes' 1917 wisely never loses sight of the smaller, intimate elements in a fast-paced story with immense scale and action. 1917 firmly places the emphasis on what is human in such a dehumanizing environment, and it's one of the best films of the year.
Territory to give an urgent message that will result in the saving of 1,600 lives. Roger Deakins. That's the end of the review. He finally won his Oscar for Blade Runner 2049, so he probably won't win again, but he should. This film is gorgeously shot. And I'm sure you've heard by now that it's designed to look like one shot, the entire film, following these two soldiers through a war. Sometimes when you watch a film, you can at least have a basic comprehension of how they made it. And while there's moments where you can tell there's a cut, maybe darkness obscures the screen for a second, or they pass by an obvious CGI tree that has blended one shot with another. But beyond that, it's staggering to imagine shooting this movie. This is a gargantuan technical achievement.
Into it. It's crafted itself to lend itself into you projecting yourself into it. There was one part in here, something startling happens, and I was like, I almost had a fucking heart attack. In most other movies, I'd be like, oh, okay, the thing happened. This one, I was like, God, is everyone all right? It was I hadn't really felt like that in a war movie. Next level. Looks for the movie. The story is simple in nature because we all just kind of get the need to save lives, but epic in execution. It's emotional. It has the feels. 1917 is awesome-tacular.